Hello, I'm Dr. Rasor. Welcome to the 5-Minute Thinker, where we spend just 5 minutes thinking about the deeper questions of life. Philosophy. What is it? Is it important? Some think of philosophy as a silly endeavor. For example, some think that it's about pondering whether we actually exist, contemplating our navel. What are you, dumb? Sure we exist, right? Others think of philosophy as something that's a woke political ideology, something like climate change, genderism, radical social justice theories, even yoga, and some even radical leftist feminism and other types of subjects and topics. Still others, namely Christians, they view philosophy as dangerous and if now not outright evil and demonic. Christians should just stay away from sinful thinking philosophy, shouldn't they? Well, these ideas and many others are actually incorrect. Philosophy comes from a compound Greek word, philos, meaning love, and sophia, meaning wisdom. In other words, philosophy is the love of wisdom. It is a pursuit of not just knowledge, but applying knowledge, that is, wisdom, to life. It is learning how to live what we can call the good life, or learning how to flourish. Having knowledge is one thing, it's quite another to live it. And the goal in philosophy is to live it. As the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates once said, to know the good is to live it. And the great biblical writer James once said, faith without works is dead. We all desire to have knowledge, but we want the ability to live it out as well. What good is knowledge if we don't know how to live well? This is philosophy's primary goal, knowledge and wisdom. But we can also think of philosophy as merely thinking hard about anything, particularly the big questions in life. Traditionally, philosophy has thought long and hard about a core set of topics, such as theology, that is, the existence and nature of God. In fact, this was seen as the queen of what was known as the sciences, or knowledge. Philosophy also discusses metaphysics, the nature of reality, typically as it relates to the non-physical world. It talks about epistemology, the nature of knowledge, ethics, the nature of right and wrong action, anthropology, the nature of humanity, aesthetics, the nature of beauty, and also politics and the state, the nature of government and civil society. Interestingly, philosophy has historically included the study of just about everything, including astronomy, physics, chemistry, and even mathematics. In a real sense, philosophy was a science of everything. Is the study of philosophy, however, really very important? Are there not numerous answers to all of these questions? So what's the point? Isn't it all just mere opinion? Interestingly, just asking these questions reveals why philosophy is so important. As soon as we begin to give answers to them, we find ourselves doing the very thing we're asking about, philosophy. Entertaining questions like these is what philosophy does. In other words, you cannot get away from doing philosophy. You already hold answers to a lot of questions, and you already hold many beliefs about many topics. To come to those conclusions, you did philosophy. Does God exist? As soon as you begin to answer that question, you're doing philosophy. Where did I come from? To answer that question, again, you need philosophy. What is science even? Again, you need philosophy. But wait a minute, some Christians may say, doesn't the Bible say to avoid philosophy because it's empty and deceitful? Colossians 2:8 says, see to it that no one takes you captive through philosophy and empty deceit, according to the tradition of men, according to the elementary principles of the world, rather than according to Christ. Doesn't this verse mean that we ought to stay away from philosophy? Well, actually, it's quite the contrary. This verse is not saying to avoid the discipline of philosophy. Far from it. In the context, the verse is referring to a false teaching about the nature of Jesus that was being spread in the Colossian church. This is what is being deemed as, quote, philosophy and empty deception. In fact, the best antidote to philosophy and empty deception is to do philosophy well. C.S. Lewis once said, "Good philosophy must exist, if for no other reason, because bad philosophy needs to be answered." In today's society, it's actually imperative for Christians to study philosophy. It aids in showing others why Christians believe what they believe. It helps in analyzing alternate worldviews as well as our own. It aids in doing theology well, clarifying concepts such as the Trinity and the Incarnation. It helps us explore issues and concepts the Bible does not explicitly teach or discuss, such as determinism and things like libertarian free will. And very importantly, philosophy helps us to think more clearly. It helps us to recognize and understand the laws of reason and logic so that we can give good arguments for belief. Philosophy. It is the love of wisdom. It is thinking hard about everything. Its goal is knowledge and wisdom. In short, it's the pursuit of truth. As Christians, we ought to value such a pursuit. After all truth is God's truth.